So look, right? For I ain't even gonna keep y'all waiting long. First and foremost, if nobody told you as of yet today, I love you. If nobody told you as of yet today, I am proud of you. You're going to continue to achieve anything you set out to do, all right? Also, you know I got to give you that brief disclaimer. My voice too raspy to be whispering. Alright, so this probably about the time that you want to hit that volume. Also, if you don't get your confirmation through me, I promise you're going to get it through somebody else. Alright, so be patient with your process. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So look, right? Chosen ones. First, thank you for all y'all's love, all y'all's likes, all y'all shares, all y'all subscribes, all y'all's kind words, not only to myself, but each other too. You understand? I appreciate you. Also, I do want to say this. Thank you for everybody who has purchased a ticket to my virtual courses, the links in my bio, as well as individuals who have already purchased a ticket for my Orlando, Florida, June 17th event. I do still have a few available. All right, so definitely check the link in my bio. Also, I will be coming to a city near you. So at any point in time, I want you to feel free to message me. Let me know the city and state that you in. And I'm going to definitely make sure that I make it to your location, all right? Because I'm going to start offering readings in person. So instead of having big events or just having certain courses and classes available, I'm going to have one-on-one coaching sessions, all right? So best believe I'm going to be face-to-face with you. I'm going to read you as well as be able to talk you through certain things that you're going through, answer questions as they arrive to you. Best believe I got you, all right? So I'm definitely going to, again, feel free to message me. The links in my bio to Instagram, as well as Atouchofbadu@gmail.com, all right? Atouchofbadu. So my name, that's up there at gmail.com. Feel free to message me. Let me know what city that you in so I can make sure I come to you too, all right? So look, let's get started. Now look, chosen ones. I want you to put a few things in perspective, all right? You know how you go through certain situations and experiences in life, right? You know how you always are so quick to say, God is testing me. Oh, I'm getting tested. My patience is getting tested. Your pockets was getting tested. Your faith was getting tested. All of these things, right? See, what if I told you that you was going through tests at times, true, but it never was always about the test coming to you, all right? I want you to realize that certain people who cross paths with you, you were the test to these individuals, and I'm going to explain it to you. See, everything comes full circle. Ever since we was younger, we always heard the expression, be cautious how you treat people, because you never know who's the angel on earth. You never know who God has dressed up a certain type of way. You understand? So I want you to realize at this point in time, you've always been an undercover boss. You've always been the person in charge. You've always been the individual that, again, could either provide lessons and blessings to, or you was the individual that was going to trigger these people's love. See, I want you to realize that there's certain things that you went through that, again, was never a test for you. It was the individuals that you was crossing paths with. Now, let me give you an example, right? See, some of you had mothers and fathers, right, who abandoned you, right? They had an opportunity to play a parental figure to you, but chose not to, right? See, before they gave birth to you, they was asking for love, light, and abundance to come through. Didn't even realize God was answering their questions when he had them give birth to you. See, I want you to realize there's certain mothers and fathers that was looking for love, didn't even realize that they had to chase after anyone. They was going to have that person come through. See, God had them give birth to you. That was a blessing in disguise, but they didn't always see that, right? See, there's certain parents that abandon you, There's certain lovers that mistreated you. They ain't even realize God knew what was going to happen to these individuals and that they was going to have to come back and need you. See, in that situation, you thought that, again, you was unfavored when you was one of God's favorites. See, at that time, you thought that you was being looked over. The whole time God was looking out. He like, nah, be patient. He already knew how this was going to turn out. See, those same parents who abandoned you, God already knew that they was going to go through certain obstacles where that money was not going to come through. That foundation that they had set up was going to fall apart just based upon how they treated you. So let me tell you this, right? There's certain parents, when they had that opportunity to be a good mother or father to you, they disrespected you. They belittled you. They made you feel less of you. There's certain parents that left you physically and wanted to go to another location to start over. They thought that they had another opportunity to start true and new, right? Okay, cool. Again, at that time, you ain't even know how things was going to play out for you. See, those circumstances, you thought that you was being looked over. And I have to say this, the whole time God was looking out. Because you didn't know at that point in time that later down the road, certain things was going to pan out. See, those same parents who you begged for a relationship with, that they went and started other family dynamics with other individuals because they ain't want to face certain shit. There's certain people that, again, they didn't want to take accountability for the things they did to you. So they wanted to start fresh and reset. Whole time they ain't realized that you was the test. See, those same parents now that didn't accept you, they neglected you. Those are the same family members or people or partnerships, so on and so forth, that then chose other so-ass individuals over you. Hear me out, hear me out. Now, with that being said, God knew that you was going to be favored in a sense. So you know how you had a situation where your mother wasn't around, your father let you down, so on and so forth. God knew that later down the road, they was going to come back and need you. See, you was the test. God wanted to see what you was going to do when you had the opportunity to play a positive factor and position in somebody else's life. Was you going to, again, step up and do right, or was you going to do wrong? See, it was a test for them all along. You was protected. So although those circumstances was unfavorable, or you, again, didn't desire to be in them, God knew that in the end, you was going to be placed in a beautiful position. They was going to be the ones lacking. See, those same mothers who didn't accept you, those same fathers who neglected you, I want you to realize that as you got older, who ended up coming back to need who? Those same mothers that, again, didn't want to be that parental figure, that father who didn't want to play a parental figure, that lover that didn't want to play a loving position. They went ahead and went with certain karmics, didn't even realize what God was going to have them get in. See, God knew that they was going to need you. But at that point in time, he wanted to see what they was going to do. See, these people, again, they had the bare minimum. God was like, okay, you gave birth to this child. Are you going to embed love in them? Are you going to invest in them mentally, emotionally, spiritually too? They chose not to. Okay, cool. Now those parents is getting older. Now they getting sick. The same mothers that the same mothers who abandoned you are now going through their own type of abandonment. See, now all of a sudden that money's abandoning them. That love's abandoning them. Certain, again, opportunities have abandoned them. Now they going through their own form of abandonment, and now you starting to catch stability. Now you starting to get your confidence. Now you starting to heal all the problems that they caused within. See, now I want you to realize who needs who now. See, this is a test. God already knew how this was going to go down. See, God already knew that in the future you was going to be solidified. God already knew in the future you was going to be prophet. I'm trying to tell you. God already knew that you was going to be abundant. But in that circumstances, he made it seem like you ain't have nothing because he wanted to see what they was going to do, and they chose not to do something. See, I want you to realize, chosen one, those parents who didn't play that parental figure, now they need you. Now they need you for a place to stay. Now they need you to have some food that day. Now they need you to take them to a ride to the doctor, this, that, and the third. But when you needed them, they couldn't do that. Now they got a lot of nerve, right? Oh, why? Okay. And God tests you. He wants to, again, see, are you going to allow these people to continue to mistreat you? See, the empathy in you, when you see certain individuals going through certain things, you try to save them. See, the empathy in you, when you see them going through certain backlashes, you try to make certain changes. See, you try to lift certain individuals up that was trying to step on you. See, you don't match energy. You maintain yours, but you get away from these individuals. See, God knew exactly what was going to happen. God knew exactly what was going to happen. And that circumstances, when they did these things to you, you thought that you was lacking. Whole time you wasn't. God just wanted to see. See, now again, they're starting to come back to you. They're going to start needing certain things from you. Now God wants to see what you're going to do. Are you going to allow these people to take advantage of you just because they blessings start coming through? But when they thought that you ain't have nothing to give them, they abandoned you. See, it's all a lesson. It's all a test. You can't pause your progression trying to help that mess. See, they needed to help themselves. They needed to find God. They needed to go within. They needed to heal certain situations that was going on from them that you didn't do. They put a lot of pressure on you that came from other individuals. See, God knew who was going to end up needing who. You understand me? So I want you to realize in the end, when those individuals now are going through certain challenges, they getting sick. That money is gone. Again, they don't have nowhere to go. So your couch is what they lay on. Your car is what they ride in. That light that you have is what's keeping certain things around them shining. See, I'm trying to tell you, God is like, nah, you don't help those individuals who chose not to help you. See, God had them cross paths with you just to see what they was going to do, because he knew in the end who was going to need who. They not need you, but guess what? They not your equal. You want to sit there and try to cause some type of comfort for them. Whole time the inner child of you was uncomfortable because they knew what those individuals did to you. The same applies to certain partnerships too. See, when you was trying to love on this person, they chose to go elsewhere. When you was being loyal to them, they act like they didn't care. See, a lot of people feel like, okay, well, if I give them this, not expecting anything out of it, you gonna get blessed. The whole time you don't know that you pause your progression sitting there helping that mess. They gotta help themselves, chosen ones. So again, in those circumstances, even the situations that you currently in, you can feel like, again, you need somebody else, but nah, that's not the case. God just wants to see how they gonna act. Have they really changed their ways? See, this is nothing new to them. They've been doing this in past lifetimes too. God had them cross paths with you to see if they had learned their lessons, to truly see what they was going to do. And again, when they got presented in front of you, they made the same choices. They made the same decisions. So now guess what happens? Now they abundance, that love, that light, that's all missing. That's not for you to go and feed into them again, because as soon as they get their strength, they're going to do the same thing over and over again. See, you had to be patient and surely look back. See, pay attention to their pattern. See that there's certain things that they lack. See, chosen ones, you got to just pause for a moment. You heard me. You got to realize, chosen ones, that everything is not always what it appears to be. I want you to realize, chosen one, a lot of the times the test is not for you. It's these individuals that you currently see. And see, just like those partners that used you, abused you, mistreated you, did foul things to you. See, you truly went within and healed from what they did to you. You didn't sit there and have a vendetta out against these individuals. You ain't tried to destroy their world. You try to boost them up. But they chose not to accept that. So now they lucks ran up. See, I want you to realize that, chosen ones, you are the individual who crossed paths with people and have the ability to call judgment on them. When I say you call judgment, that doesn't mean that you judge them. That means that when they cross paths with you and you go praying to God about these individuals and what they did to you, you start, again, not even realizing that you presenting that case in front of the judge, which is God. See, you the person who can call judgment means that you call for that trial. That means, again, you hold them accountable for certain things that they did. But again, it's God who's going to lay that gavel down in a sense. See, when they cross paths with you, God, prior to you even meeting these individuals, they was praying for somebody like you. They was in certain strife. They needed certain things. Things wasn't looking right. See, God had you bust that left when you usually made it right. See, you crossed paths with them, right? Whole time, it was a test. Not for you. It was you who was going to help them through that mess. See, they was praying again for love, light, abundance to come through. Didn't even realize that all of those things was inside you. You was the person who was going to give that ambition. You was speaking life into these people and their situations. Every time they had a problem, you was the solution. Anytime darkness came around, you was the light that illuminated. See, I want you to realize, chosen one, God just wanted to see what they was going to do. Was they going to again accept the help that God had come through? Or was they going to again do the same thing over and over again? See, I want you to realize, chosen one, you've been in a test the whole time. You keep feeling like you tested. That was them manipulating your mind. You thought that you was unfavored. You was God's favorite. See, he had certain things come. How they say, take so-and-so to trial. It's time to go to trial. I'm trying to tell you. See, when you started praying about these individuals and what they was putting you through, that was presenting the case in front of God, and God was looking over it for you. See, God was like, okay, you said so-and-so did this. All right. You said so-and-so did that. Okay. See, all of these things that you was presenting in front of God, that truly was your case. See, when God started hearing you crying out, talking about how so-and-so was treating you, when God heard you calling out about how so-and-so was abusing you. See, I want you to realize at that point in time, you was presenting your case in front of your ancestors and God too. See, at that point in time, God wanted to see that they learned their lessons based upon what they had previously did before they crossed paths with you, but they chose not to. See, I know you always say this, and I hear this all the time. You sick of being a test. See, you not realizing there's certain things that they projecting upon you. So therefore, you manifesting that mess. See, when you start viewing things differently, you're going to see how favored you truly are. See, you was upset about so-and-so not choosing you, but had they chose you, you would have been connected to the karma and consequences that they currently going through too. See, had so-and-so, you successfully had that marriage with that individual, you would have been married to the devil. So you would have been, again, angry, upset, disheveled. You would have, again, been neglected, abused, used, mistreated, so on and so forth. So while you feeling like you are going through test after test, you got to realize that you the test of these individuals. Stop doing that. See, your mind is the manifester. So if you keep feeling like you being stepped on, what you think is going to happen? You're going to get stepped on. If you keep feeling like you unfavored, what you going to be in an unfavorable position? When you keep saying that nobody's going to love you, what you think that you calling in? See, when you start seeing things differently and realize that you was being spared the whole time, see, you're going to realize certain things that God is going to have everything energetically aligned. You still thinking from a victim mentality. You're not no damn victim. You a survivor. So therefore, again, you had to go within throughout life feeling unbothered. When something doesn't go your way, sometimes it's going your way. You heard me. So when that mother didn't accept you, when that father chose to neglect you, had they stayed around you, you would have been just like these individuals. Had you sat there and again been accepted, you would have accepted their karma, their cycles, their consequences too. See, them abandoning you was the best thing that happened to you. Now you look, they miserable, they mad, they sad, finances stop. Now they trying to come back to your ass. I'm trying to let you know, chosen ones, you've been favored the whole time. Even when some small hiccup happens, it's all divinely aligned. You got to change your mental. You keep feeling like you the victim and you not, baby. I'm not downplaying what they did to you. I'm not saying that they didn't make certain foul plays to you, but you have to realize sometimes God will have certain things make you uncomfortable so you get out of that surrounding. See, had that demonic individual sat there and sugarcoat what was within them and start acting all lovey, knowing that they didn't, if they was acting like they was there for you, knowing that they wasn't, you got to realize that you would have been stuck in that cycle with them. So everything that happened for you puts you in a better position, but you got to get out of that victim mentality. You hear me? So let's talk. That partner that you feel like, oh, I took them back, I built them up from the ground up, all of these things. You saying all of these things that you did, but what was you doing to you when you called yourself giving to these individuals? You was showing them that it's okay to step on you, that again, you was teaching your children to attract a certain partner like that too. Certain people that triggered you to try to give up that love side of you. Whole time, that was your superpower. So the fact that you now are letting these people's projections on you, making you feel like you wasn't favored, and the whole time you was one of God's favorite individuals, you better realize that. You understand me? Everything that happened to you later down the road, you start to see that God was looking out for you. They wasn't looking over you. God was looking out for you. Had he told them every place that you was going to make it to, they would have sat there and acted phony with you. They would have acted like they was truly for you. See, God had you dressed up. You may have been looking like a mess. You may have had certain seasons where those finances wasn't coming in. You ain't even realize that certain people had to provide for you because they owed you from past lifetimes too. So therefore, the fact that they had to pay your bills was them paying up to God in a sense based upon what they previously had put you through. You better realize that. See, when that partner had you staying at home with your children, they thought that they had power over you. Whole time, the fact that you was connected to your child, you kept them from being just like that so-so ass individual. See, had you been at work and your child had more time with them, they would have been just as karmic as that individual. They would have did the same thing that they did. See, you don't realize when you connected to a karmic, you can have karmic children. So that means if you don't sit there and defeat that beast, in a sense, that your partner is going to pass that baton down to your kid. But the fact that you was forced to stay at home, in a sense, with them, allowed you to focus and give them all your attention, show them, again, the love and light that was within them. I want you to realize that, again, you made certain changes. You didn't know what God was implementing. See, you thought that you was nobody. You thought that, again, they kept you in that so-so ass position, not even realizing that they was going to have to pay some dues to him. They thought that, again, they was keeping you limited, but that allowed you time to go within. See, the whole time they thought that they was stepping on you, you was energetically stepping up. See, you had to stay in place in a sense so that you can heal yourself up. You started to find your purpose. You started to find your path. You started to realize what they was doing. You started to pay attention to certain mess. See, you cleaned that shit up, chosen ones. So while that enemy, that karmic, thought that they was keeping you restricted, when they thought that they was limiting you, they didn't even realize that you realized that there was no limits to you, that you can do anything that you put your mind to, that they was being used on behalf of you. You understand me? So, first situation, your partner try to keep you restricted. You being around your kids had kept them uplifted. Had you not been around, they would have went down with their karmic ass mother or father. Okay, cool. See, a lot of you don't realize in your past lifetimes, you did everything that God asked you to. Some of these people had the ability to take advantage of you. Now God's going to make these same people be forced to come through for you. See, your car could have been fucked up. And you all crying and stuff. You sitting there got to reach out to so-and-so to try to help pick you up, not even realizing that that's exactly what God wanted to do. See, that money that they called themselves stealing from you, taking from you, all that money that, again, they thought that they saw and really had prevented from coming through. They didn't even realize that God was forcing them to come through for you. They was going to pay their dues regardless. So when they thought that, again, they was keeping you restricted, they didn't even know why they was doing what they was doing. God had them do that to make you build up. So you're going to have to look at it from a different perspective. Also, you got to realize this. God looks out the babies and fools. So when you was younger, under 18, certain things you didn't have control of what people were doing for you. But all of a sudden, as you got grown, you had the ability to move. That's like that when people got that trap mentality. Talking about, oh, I'm trapping. Oh, I'm doing this to sit there and get money to come in so that you can make certain moves. And when God has that money come through you, you still choose to be comfortable in that so-so ass situation. You not trapped, boo. You choose to stay there. See, God looks after babies and fools. So when you got intuitive and discernment, when you got those warnings what these people was doing to you, when you knew damn well so-and-so was cheating on you, when you knew so-and-so was beating on you, you no longer a fool. So therefore, guess what God has to do? Have you feel that heat in a sense so your ass knows to move. See, when he was giving you certain warnings, that's equivalent to people telling you, nah, don't touch that, that's hot. No, don't touch that, that's hot. See, intuitively, you felt that, but you chose not to listen to God. So therefore, when you kept getting certain reviews, certain feelings within you, you still chose not to move. You still thought that you was there to help that individual who was hurting you. You still thought that you could patch up those holes, but that water that you was pouring into them still was seeping through. That water meaning love, that abundance, that nurturing. They didn't want it from you. So you sat there and was patching up people thinking in the end they was going to come back and patch up you. Whole time you could have patched up yourself and moved away from these individuals. See, they try to instill fear in you, making you feel like you could never leave this individual. Even when you got away, they still found a way to make it back to you. See, you're going to have to stand your ground. You're going to have to truly back them down. See, you can't try to sit there and flee. Because when you run and you escape, you're going to encounter the same thing. See, you're going to have to beat that demon. You heard me. Now let's talk. See, again, when you was giving these individuals all this love, when you was giving them all this light, you was thinking that they was going to turn around and change their life. You thought that in some small shape or form, they was going to start treating you right. See, the whole time you was wronging you. You knew damn well that this person didn't have the ability to do the things that you needed them to do. You better know that. You heard me. So you not no victim. You a survivor, but you got to trust God, not these demons. These demons going to talk that shit. These demons going to try to project that fear in. That demon is going to make you feel like if you leave them, that certain things going to come to an end, and it is. That toxic ass cycle, your purpose, man, listen. They gonna sit there and have things come to an end. That karmic ass cycle. You pausing your progression. You pausing your blessings. You keeping love from coming in because you have them sitting in that seat that your divine masculine or feminine is supposed to be in. See, you better know that. These people will try to boost you up, try to make you scared, but the whole time you gotta realize that God has been always there. You better speak up and stand up to these individuals. You understand me? I always tell you, we don't become demons. We beat their asses up. We don't become bullies. We beat their asses up. See, we ain't even physically got to do that, but if God has you physically stand up, then that's just what it is. See, you don't sit there and allow demons to feel like they running shit. They not. You sit there and give power into these so-so ass individuals, not even realizing that that power is within your tongue. So every time you sat there and put them on a pedestal or feel like you can't survive without them, you keep your blessings from coming in. You understand me? So when you talking about, oh, so-and-so, they provide for me, what I'm going to do if they leave me, flourish, be able to provide for you. But the fact that you keep giving all this power into that individuals, what they keep doing, plugging their ass up into you. See, I want you to realize something, chosen ones. When you finally pull that plug, when you finally stand your ass up, you're going to realize everything wasn't really what it seemed like it was. See, I done been there. And that's why I say chosen ones go through certain certain experiences to help other individuals grow through certain things. I done been sat there physically abused by past partners. I done sat there and been mentally abused by past partners. And at that point in time, I thought there was no escape. At that point in time, I thought that this was a sealed fate. Whole time now that I look back, once I got away, once I stood my ground and shut their asses down, held them accountable for certain things, I see that karma that they currently going through now. See, they sat there and told you that you wasn't going to be nobody. They sat there and said you wasn't going to ever have somebody like them. Whole time they didn't even realize they were speaking the truth, because once you defeat them, you'll never have to go through that shit again. You understand me? See, I done told y'all before, I had in my early 20s, I had an abusive relationship. That masculine did so many physically things, almost cost me my life a few times. See, at that point in time, I really gave him power. In that time, he had mental control over me. See, now that I look back, I'm like, shit, I wish so-and-so would try me. See, whole time, he wasn't even built like that. Whole time, he wasn't even like that. But again, he had me in a mental trap where I was scared to fight back. See, soon as I realized my power, I had height, weight, gold within me. I had certain power that was going to hit his ass physically and mentally. Soon as I called judgment on that individual, that's what he started to see. See, now I look back like I wish a motherfucker would. I'm trying to tell you, they gonna be ended immediately. See, you gotta realize it's a mental state to have them. They try to keep you in a certain place. See, soon as you realize they not really built like that, that they talk like that to you, but they don't talk like that to other individuals that can truly physically get their ass the blues. See, half the time they ain't even strong. They just try to strong arm you. See, you better know that you stronger than these individuals. You better know that you bigger than these individuals. Again, the inner child of them trying to act all tough, trying to gas themselves up. Whole time you ain't even realize that it was you who's going to call an end to that toxic ass stuff. See, you got to realize a lot of these individuals are currently going through a death of the ego. And they wouldn't have went through that had you not defeated that evil. See, had you finally not walked away, found your strength that day, had you not sat there and chose that you was going to leave and never look back, they never would have been able to truly start going through that karmic shit. See, God didn't have certain things happen to them because you was too close. See, God didn't have certain things happen to them because you wasn't willing to let go. See, God didn't want you to feel that wrath that was going to come through, because best believe these individuals are feeling it without you. See, when you was praying over them, knowing that they was hurting you, when you was sitting there praying for certain abundance that could continue to come through, when you was trying to spare their life because they helped you produce a certain child too, not even realizing that your prayers is what's kept them there. See, nah. You had to stop speaking that life into them. You had to stop speaking that power into them. You had to leave them be and allow them to have the life that they deserve. But you had to get away immediately. See, I'm trying to tell you, chosen ones, when they sat there and said you would never find another person like them, they was right. Once you beat that demon, you no longer have to fight. See, you don't have to fight for love. You're going to receive that. See, you don't got to fight for attention because you ain't need that. See, all you had to do was go within, do what God told you to do, and you was going to see certain fruits be produced by those small seeds that you planted inside you. See, you've been the answer the whole time, chosen ones. So it's somebody that you connected with. You feeling like, again, without them, certain things going to come to an end. You are damn correct. You are correct. But the things that you thinking is going to come to an end is not what really is. The things that's going to come to an end is that karmic cycle, that abuse, that unhappiness within them. Again, you talking about so-and-so can financially provide for you. Whole time they only providing for you because you not doing it for you. Had you stepped up into your purpose, had you stepped up in your faith, you would have realized that you ain't need them, that you would see certain changes. See, God didn't have money come through because you was letting that person sit there and pick through your blessings, and they left certain scraps for you. You better know that. You understand me? Man, I'm trying to tell you, You ain't realized at the time that that test was for them, not you. That you was sitting there acting like you was bound to those individuals, and that shit was not true. You was sitting there feeling like without them, certain fruit wouldn't come through. Whole time they was only able to provide for you based upon the energy that you was giving these individuals. When you was speaking love, oh, so-and-so's the greatest person. You was praising them in public, knowing that behind closed doors, they was a damn demon. You was out here again, sitting there, boosting them up, acting like on the outside, everything was good, that they had good stuff. Whole time you knew that that was a lie. You was laying with the devil the whole damn time, but you ain't want them to look bad. Whole time they was making you look bad. See, again, I can speak on my behalf. I done been in certain relationships with my child's father where I done sat there and act like we was still together because I ain't want him to look stupid in front of his people. Whole time I couldn't date based upon the fact that I was playing that position in a sense, making him look good from the outside looking in. Whole time I was trying to make him look good while he was making me look bad because those people thought that he was cheating on my ass. Whole time they ain't even realize had disconnected, but I was trying to again I was looking out for how people was viewing him, that perspective. Whole time, oh nah. See, there's certain things that they didn't did. I can say this. I got two children's father, the 4 kids. I'm trying to tell you, ain't nothing wrong with that. But let me tell you this. On both circumstances, my first child's father, he was cheater. He was a cheater. He was evil. To his people, I tried to boost him up like he was cool. But then all of a sudden, when he started doing foul shit to me, they didn't believe it was true. See, I was out here boosting him up, and I was so convincing that when I finally told them what was happening, they ain't believe it. See, we not doing that. See, I end up going through the same cycle with my other child's father because I ain't defeat that bully. He just passed the baton to another. See, cheated on, oh yeah. Embarrassed, oh yeah. Messing around with friends and family, oh yeah, they did. Now, guess what? They thought that I was going to be limited. See, we in a cool place now, but I always tell them I'm here to speak about my experiences. So, therefore, when I'm talking about this, it ain't me downplaying them because, again, everything happens for a reason. See, they ain't realized what they put me through had gave me the most strength. See, at that point in time, they ain't realized that they was the individuals that helped me go within. They helped me realize what I would never accept again. See, I want you to realize, chosen ones, this is all to benefit you, for you to finally stand up and say what you not going to do. See, again, you sat there and was trying to appease other people, but you wasn't thinking about you. See, I'm trying to tell you, chosen ones, whole time you was planting certain seeds in these individuals and you was never going to see that fruit. See, they was never going to water that because they had to believe that. See, when you was telling them that they can be anything that they wanted to be, they didn't achieve that. See, God had them see you at your worst. They seen you when financially you was hurting. They seen you when you was neglected, ain't had no family, wasn't getting respected. They seen you when you felt like you wasn't energetically, mentally, or physically protected. Whole time they ain't realized that it was going to come full circle. See, again, me and my children's father, we cool. We got a great connection now. Now that I stepped away from that, as far as physically and mentally, I'm no longer bound. See, we cool, but now everything that they once told me that I would never have the ability to do, all the things that they thought that I never would have come through, now all of a sudden, these are the same individuals congratulating me about my certain business moves, about certain things that I'm setting up for me and my children too. See, everything comes full circle. They ain't realized what they was doing to me is the test that they was going to see. Now they in unhappy relationships, they getting cheated on, they getting disrespected, they money starting to stop, that finances is getting neglected. See, they didn't realize at the time I was their biggest test. And I always told them, see, after I leave, you gonna be in that hot ass mess. But I used to talk that talk, I ain't walk that walk. I sat there and never stood by it. See, again, I felt bad about certain things that they had happening, and I tried to help them. Now I sit back, let them get the life that they deserve. And everything that they put me through is what they currently going through. And now guess what? I'm prospering. I'm surrounded by love. The same gifts that they wasn't acknowledging is the same gifts that they coming back to me, talking about how I'm prospering, how they so proud of me. And once when I was with them, these are the things that I used to seek to hear. When I was with them, these are the things that I would have loved to experience and hear from them then. But I didn't. I sat there and went within. Now all of a sudden, these acknowledgments, it's coming in. Now they realizing that they lost their biggest blessing and they going to have to see somebody else receive it. See, you are going to be the death of their ego. See, again, they so used to being in control and they ain't realized that God used you to finesse them in a sense. See, I want you to realize that, chosen ones. You was the finesser. You finessed the finesser. That demon, that devil, that ego, that power trip, that manipulation. They ain't even realize that that's currently certain shit that they going to be experiencing. Those people who chose other people over you based upon what they thought that they could get from those individuals. They ain't even realize that those people was lies, that they was getting certain shit from some scamming things, but you was working with the divine. See, everything that you get, you ain't got to give back. See, I'm trying to tell you, chosen ones. Now they looking a hot mess. See, these masculines or feminines that used to use their body to get everything that they wanted. They was out here cheating with other men and other women based upon who you are in a sense. See, divine masculines, you didn't have feminines and masculines cheat on you with certain individuals that they thought looked better than you. Whole time that person wasn't right. They inside was an ugly motherfucker too. Now they starting to realize that inside is starting to come out looking terrible. See, those masculines and feminines that used to be sleeping with many men or feminines, these individuals that was using their body to get certain things up out of them, now they shit no longer working. Now that hair that they used to be so proud of is disappearing. Now certain things, now they ain't the same as yours, chosen ones. See, your hair could be receding, but again, your body is illuminating, you glowing, you're prosperous, your abundance is showing. See, I want you to realize, chosen ones, a lot of what they did to you was coming back. See, when they was using what they had to get what they want, now they shit don't work. Now that shit ain't no fun. Now they can't sleep with this person because of the shit that they previously done. Some of them contracted some certain things they can't get rid of too. So while you was upset at that time that they was sleeping with other individuals, when you was upset at that time that they no longer wanted to be with you, whole time had they stayed with you and still had access to you, that's some nasty shit that you would have been stuck with too. And I'm talking about STDs. I ain't just talking about sexually transmitted diseases. I'm talking about sexually transmitted demons too. Had they stayed around with you and you continue to sleep with these individuals, you would have been sleep and stuck with that shit that they contracted. You heard me. So whole time you ain't realized you was favored the whole time, that they wasn't looking over you. God was looking out for you because he knew what they was about to run into. God knew what was going to happen to these individuals. See, there's certain people that used to use their money to manipulate you, right? Oh, they had the money. You had to go to them and ask them for certain shit. Even if you needed a damn pad, you had to go through them to get it. Certain masculines, if you needed gas, you had to go to your woman to get it. There's certain individuals that, again, they had power over you based upon them finances that they thought was coming in. Now they physically can't work, so now that money stopped coming in. Now all of a sudden, one thing after another, they have to spend their money on. See, some of you sat there and chose not to put your child mother or father on child support based upon how other people will view you, not even realizing that was a test to you. Are you going to be hurting for these individuals who ain't helping you? Huh? You out here talking about so-and-so, oh, that's so-and-so's dad or mom, but they ain't helping you the whole time. You making your child go without based upon that you are limited, that you can only do certain shit. But this father, this mother out here acting like they don't even have no kids. They out here going on certain trips, buying their spouses certain gifts. They out here living the life while you out here struggling to get it. Nah, you sitting there listening to their mother or your mother talk about, oh, a real child's mother or father would never put that other person on child support. That's the devil speaking through their ass. The devil trying to finesse you, telling you that, again, if you don't hold these people accountable, that no blessings was going to come through. Whole time you ain't realized as soon as you put their ass on paper, your blessings was going to come through. See, a lot of these mothers or fathers was complacent or content with this stagnant shit. They told you to go through this system to get it. Go through this system to get it. Had you held that person accountable, you wouldn't be stressing or put in certain stressful positions. See, you better know that. You understand me? You better know that, chosen ones. You're not going to allow these individuals to keep finessing you. You already got out. Why would you sit there and keep pausing your progression, making your children stressed because you stressing? You out here wondering how you going to feed them when they father or mothers out here going on vacations, acting like they don't even see them. They barely come and get their ass, but you worried about their finances. You better cut that shit out. They talked about you when you was giving them love. They talked about you when you was building them up. They talked about you when you was helping them. They talked about you when they was hurting you. They talked about, so honestly, it's like, damn if you don't and damned if you do. So I'll be damned if you keep settling and giving in to these so-so ass individuals. You understand me? You better know that. We not doing that. You heard me. So your biggest test is to see, are you going to step up to these individuals and not care what they say? Are you going to, again, use and hold them accountable for the actions that they do that day? See, some of these masculines or feminines will threaten you. Like if you put them on child support or hold them accountable, that they going to take your kids from you whole time. That shit is not true. See, you not trying to keep your child from their parent. So therefore, honestly, if they try to get visitations, that shit's only going to help you. See, that money, they still going to be held accountable for them to come through. So now that money now can be used on dates and trips and vacations for you and your crew. And if they talk about how they going to get, some custody of their kids, okay, cool. Because all you doing is making sure what I want comes through. Because we ain't never want to keep your kids from you. See, don't allow the devil to finesse you. You heard me. I'm trying to tell you. God wants you to. Why are you making your life more difficult for these difficult ass individuals? Why are you sitting there helping somebody who's hurting you and not playing the position that they supposed to do just based upon what other individuals would think of you? Nah, we not doing that. You understand me? So stop worrying about how people perceive you. Because when you do the right things and then all of a sudden that one time that you choose not to, now they talking shit about you. See, some of them that sat there and as you was helping them, they was talking on the phone about you. They was laughing about what they could get from you. See, half the time you don't realize that you pausing your progression too, but sitting there pausing them from finding their strength too. If you the person that always that they can come to for them to get built up a sense, but all the money that they had coming in, they didn't use their priorities for them. See, you out here barely buying clothes for you, shoes for you, certain things for you. You saving your money, then all of a sudden these people who spent their ends on other things or other people, they come to you and need help. So instead of you using that money to invest in yourself, you out here giving them money when they sat there and spent theirs to do other shit. How does that sound? How does that sound? You out here struggling, barely getting by, and they had their priorities truly not in line. So therefore, again, when they need you, they know that they can come back to you. And based upon the fact that you an empath-ass individual, you sat there and say, oh, well, I'm supposed to be a blessing to people. Oh, nah, you're not supposed to be a blessing to these satanic-ass individuals. How come when it came to you buying a shirt, you couldn't do that? But so-and-so got a whole wardrobe and spent they finances on that. Now they bills is getting cut off. Now guess who they come and look at? Now you couldn't look out for you because you's always being forced to help these other individuals. We not doing that. You understand me? So you better get that shit together. Not everything appears what it seems to be. You not no victim. You a survivor. So you better know that. You understand me? It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what they try to do. In the end, everything will always work out for you because you did what God asked you to. See, you're not doing things to be vindictive. You're not doing things to be vindictive. You're not doing things to be evil. All you doing is holding these people accountable for the things that they do to you and making them forced to step up and live in their power and live in their truth. You no longer settling and allowing them to look through your blessings, pick through what they want, and then leave scraps to you. We not doing that at all. And let me tell you this, certain parents that when you needed them the most when you was a kid and they couldn't do that and they was healthy enough to do that shit, now they on their deathbed, now they going through certain things and ain't got a place to lay their head. Now they come back to you, and because you got it, you feel like you can help these individuals. I don't care if you got it, you ain't got it for them. Because when they had the opportunity to play certain parental figures or play certain positions, they chose not to do. So they better not dare come back and expect certain things from you. Because as soon as you get to these individuals, God's going to stop certain things from coming through to you. See, you sitting there, seeing them on their deathbed, now that they about to go to the upper room or the lower room based upon what they did. Now they want to come back to you, act like they so, sorry for the things that they put you through. But they only say that because after the conversation, they sit there and tell you what they need from you. See, there's some of you that y'all gonna be billionaires and millionaires. Shit, y'all already that. See, this internal, this is where your wealth is at. So therefore, y'all are already wealthy. You're already healthy. See, I want you to realize, chosen ones, you've been the key the whole time. And if they need something, they better go to the divine. This is not for you to, they homeless now, they can stay at your home. But when you was a child, they left your ass alone. But when you was a child, they didn't have a home that you could phone. See, we not doing that. You don't sit there and try to match energy. You maintain yours. You disconnect from that. See, God's going to have everything come full circle. Now they going to have to come to you. And when they come to you, you ain't got it for these individuals. You understand me? When they come to you, you sit there and hear what these individuals have to say. Then you let them know, unfortunately, I'm sorry to hear things is going that way, but that has nothing to do with you. They better go to God like you did in order for him to produce. That they put that work in, they wouldn't have been hurting. That has nothing to do with you. Because when they was healthy, they chose not to help you. When they was healthy, they put you in unhealthy situations. When they was chasing this love, didn't realize that they gave birth to it, they didn't allow you to come in, but now they want to come in because they hurt it. Oh, nah, they better go to God like you did. You understand me? Because again, if you energetically put that work in, if you do what God asked you to do, you never gonna be left hurting. Even times that you felt like, well, damn, I gotta go get stamps, I gotta go do this, you still was attempting to help yourself. So therefore, God had somebody else there or organization there to help boost you up. See, you not the same, chosen ones. God put certain things in place, chosen ones. Whole time God will have certain things happen to help you. You thinking that you unfortunate or you feeling like, damn, I got to depend on certain individuals, but you try and make certain moves to better you. Why sit there and be in unfavorable positions when God's trying to have certain things happen for you? You're not somebody who's going to try to depend on the system for life. But if you need that until you get your footing right, until your purpose provides that profit, then that's what's going to happen. You're not going to get accepted if your ass wasn't supposed to get that blessing. See, you sitting there worried about how other people going to view you when God's looking out for you. So don't worry about how people going to perceive you. You understand me? Don't worry about it. And some of y'all done gave birth to some karmic ass kids too. That same father who was a drunk and abused you. Now you got a child who drinks too, disrespects you no matter what you try to do to help this person. You better cut their asses off too. Because now you reliving that abuse over and over again, just like you did they father or they mother. Just like you allowed them to step on you because y'all was together. Just like you allowed them to disrespect you because you thought that you was there to help that individual. Oh, nah. If that person is grown and they chose to disrespect you, then guess what you're going to have to do is move on. That's not for you to be there to save them every single time because they never going to find their power and their strength inside, they never going to truly go to divine if you keep allowing them to do certain things to you. You done survived that relationship once, and I'll be damned if you have to go through that with the children that you gave birth to. So therefore, again, when you done did everything that you can, when you done sat there and try to pour all that love and light into them, but they end up looking like the same karmic ass parent that you had to go through, you better let that shit go. Because I tell you all the time, family's not always who you come from. It's often who you led to. And chosen ones, y'all came back here for a reason, to help other individuals. You came back to help them break out the cycle that you in your previous lifetime broke through. So therefore, half the time, you know how you have a mother or father and they truly don't have a close connection with you, but you got an aunt or a grandmother or an uncle or a brother that plays more of a parental figure to you. Whole time you ain't realize how energy worked, that person that you felt that connection to in your soul truly was your parent, that you came through this karmic to help them clear it, but they chose not to. So guess what you do? Remove your ass from these individuals and help them learn their own truth. See, you better know that. You understand me? You better know that. Sometimes you'll give birth to karmics to, again, you have to really put an end to that karmic cycle that you was in. You understand me? You better know that. You out here every time they need you. Oh, my, or dad, can I hold that? Or so-and-so, I need this. Or so-and-so. They don't never call you. See, this is what you got to realize. The law of conservation of energy, right? It says energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred or transformed. So let me break that down. God, the energy that God has, because everything you see is energy, right? Anything, the trees got energy, the animals got energy, the grass got energy, anything you look at got energy, right? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred or transformed. So the first part, nobody can sit there and destroy what God has for you. Nobody can stop all that abundance coming for you. You can pause your progression, staying in these karmic situations, but God's still going to force your ass up out of them, whether or not they left you or you leave them. Now, with that being said, nobody who can ever create the energy that God already did created. So what's that mean? These people who try to energetically play in certain dark things, they try to do magic to try to swap out certain things. They can't duplicate you. You one of one, baby. So therefore, again, they gonna blow a fuse trying to be you. That shit can't be created nor destroyed. Now let's talk about the second part. Transfer to transform. You know how you having a great day, you feeling all bubbly, everything's falling in place. Then all of a sudden you get a phone call from so-and-so who's going through some things, and you on the phone with them and you helping them build them up based upon certain circumstances that they currently in. They talking about how they money stopped, they cars fucked up, they partners cheating, they going through all this stuff. Then when you get off the phone call, they talking about, man, I'm so happy I talked to you, I feel better. And you looking like shit. I bet you do. Because now they done transferred all that dark shit to you. Now they done took your light and walked off of it to still go dibble and dabble with those dark ass individuals. You better keep your energy to yourself. Anytime somebody call to you and want to always vent to you about certain things that they are going through, but they don't want to let go of those karmic ass individuals, they don't want to let go of those cycles too, you don't even pick up the phone on these individuals, because they going to transfer or transform that dark ass shit to you. Then they talking about after the call they feel better because they done took from you. Now you carrying that load that your ass already made it through. You going through certain things, praying to God, asking him to help you, and he like, how does that even happen? You sitting there talking about, God, I'm stressed. God, I'm going through this. They talk about, oh, my cars, they cars fucked up, all of that. All of a sudden, your car could be working perfectly. Now, all of a sudden, the 2 weeks in, your shit start doing the same thing that they was talking about they shit did. Why? Because they done transferred that energy into you. Now, they done projected that shit upon you. Now, you done spoke all that love and all that confidence in these individuals. See, you got to realize, Empress, you can't be out helping people if you absorb all of that shit. You got to know how to keep your guards up so that shit can't sink within. If you don't know how to protect your energy, then you don't need to be parlaying with these people then. You're going to have to know that. I'm trying to tell you. See, pertaining to, I can speak for myself. I once was there where I done helped everybody else. At the end of the call, I'm tired, feeling dizzy. Now I'm sad or mad, and I'm like, shit, what hit me? They energy. But I realized and I had to learn. And that's why I always say, when y'all come to me, I don't want you to be dependent on me. I'm going to help you, learn you, so therefore you can protect you. You can go out and help other individuals learn that too. This is not something that I want you to be dependent on me. I tell you what God tells me to tell you to help you heal energetically. I help you find your power. I help you learn your gifts. So therefore, again, you no longer have to go through certain shit. See, you don't sit there and absorb that. When people say, oh, put yourself in somebody else's shoes, shit. No, I'm not. See, I don't got to step in your shoes in a sense to see what's going on. See, when they sit there and say, put yourself in my place. No, because that means if I put myself in your place, that means you're going to be in my place. That means everything's going to be a disgrace. That means I'm going to go through certain karmic things. I'm not doing that. No. So you don't absorb that energy. You understand me? And if you don't know how to hold it off yet, then you don't need to be talking to these people. You don't need to be helping these people. Because again, they just going to transfer their energy on you and you're going to absorb their evil. We not doing that. So it ain't put yourself in people. I don't need to put myself in that. If you in that situation, why the hell would you want me to be in that? Oh, put yourself in you getting beated on, cheated on, misused, abused. The devil's using you. You sold your soul for finances. You out here got the Jezebel spirit within you. Why the hell would I want to sit there and be in the same position as you? Oh, no. I ain't hearing that at all. So therefore, when people call, your ass don't always got to pick up. They going to have to pick themselves up. They better go to God like you had to. That's not for you to carry the load of all these individuals. You only help those people who's trying to help themselves, not these people that are cool with being hurt. Then they can come to you, get a recharge, and go do the same shit again. Oh, nah. We not doing it. You understand me? So I want you to realize if you don't disconnect from these karmic ass people, God gonna have them disconnect from you. And again, how he's gonna have it may not always be the way that you would choose. So if he's giving you intuition and he's telling you to use your discernment and energetically you don't feel right when you talking to these people or that person, then therefore that's your first sign. Move your ass on. Because that second one ain't going to be a warning. You're going to start seeing signs of that storm. See, God will sit there. Your intuition and your discernment is like that weatherman in a sense. They give you a warning. Oh, there's a hurricane that's going to hit way before you even see that shit coming in. You understand me? See, I want you to realize, chosen ones, God will give you those warnings, that them red flags, all of that to let you know what's coming. Okay, cool. Some of y'all listen right away. Some of y'all listen to these demonic ass individuals. Okay. All right. Now all of a sudden you start to see the wind change. The clouds start coming. That's all of a sudden you getting proof that he or she's talking to another man or woman. You start to realize that they talk about you. You start to realize how your friends is changing how they act towards you. You start to realize how they got an attitude as soon as something comes through for you. So you picking up on certain signs and synchronicities that God is providing for you. Okay, that's that first sign of that storm. See, at that point in time, a lot of us choose to move on. See, some of us, as soon as I get that pre-warning, I ain't taking no chances. I'm up out of there. You ain't got to tell me twice, God. I'm up out of there. But we've all been there at some point in time where we wait for those clouds to start to show up. When we see that sun no longer starting to shine, then we like, oh, all right, I think this the time that I need to go. Some people, they feel like they can weather that storm because they feel like they done been at that position before. Okay, you ain't realized this storm was going to hit differently this time. You ain't realized that a lot of people was going to lose their life. You ain't realized that this storm was some shit that nobody ever seen. See, there's certain people, when God was giving them warnings, they ain't want to listen. When God told you, hey, cherish this person, they your blessing, they ain't listen. When God told them, hey, this where your abundance at, they chose not to listen. They wanted to keep you restricted. See, some of them got to learn the hard way. See, God told them it was hot, they ain't listen. God said it was hot, they ain't listen. Now all of a sudden they had to feel that heat, get that burn. Now they thinking different. See, chosen one, sometimes God will have you come through, get these warnings to these individuals. You done stayed longer than you was supposed to. Get your ass on. I promise you, they starting to see that storm, but it's too late to escape. They now sealed in their fate because they ain't listen when God told them that they should have changed their ways. You understand me? So not everybody going to survive that storm, but everybody got that same warning. Some listened, some didn't. Now, got nothing to do with you. When you heard that weatherman say certain storms was going to come through, you chose to get your ass on. You made those necessary moves. No matter how many people laughed at you, no matter what you had to walk away from to, you had to leave that state that had a beautiful home, beautiful car. See, God wants to see what you going to do. See, a lot of people laugh at Kanye, right? They laugh at Kanye because his delivery sometimes be off. Okay, cool. People laugh because he walk around with certain masks on. See, what if I told you Kanye was very smart? What if I told you that the industry got certain clones, right? So the fact that he got his face covered up, see, eyes is the key to your soul. See, your eyes can let you know who's real and who's fake. People don't always know that. Why you think certain people, see, when you a seer, once you start seeing, you can never unsee it. See, a seer don't got to see your eyes to know what's inside. See, I seen so many people that used to talk about me and try to wear shades to hide their eyes, try to look away, stop reaching out to me, feeling like I still can't pick up on your energy, baby. When you chosen and you really gifted, there ain't nothing that they can try to do to keep that shit from coming through. See, Kanye knows that they had certain clones on certain individuals. See, Kanye had a clone too. See, when you sign that industry thing, what do they say? They get to have the entirety of you. That means what you look like too. That's why certain celebrities change their face around so that they no longer have ownership by those individuals. See, Kanye covered his face because they can't see his eyes at all times, so they don't know if that's a clone behind that mask or if it's truly his divine. See, he had to learn, he had to give up everything, anything to obtain everything that God had him. See, he had to look crazy in a sense. See, he had to look like he ain't know what he was talking about, but people are starting to see that it's playing out like that. See, I want you to realize not everything is what it appears to be. Certain music that they had you listen to and has you repeating. See, everybody be all sitting there praising Beyonce and Shorty ain't right. I told y'all, Beyonce and Diddy, oh, they about to see some shit. I told you before, certain celebrities, I wouldn't even go to their restaurant to eat some shit. See, they didn't sacrifice themselves, so now they get to prevail based upon how many souls that they can get. See, they'll have you going to certain celebrity restaurants, eating certain food, whole time they ain't realize what you truly consuming. See, whole time you ain't realize that there's some flesh behind that shit. That's why I don't even eat meat. I don't even mess around with it. See, I'm trying to tell you, not everything is what it appears to be. They got certain people sacrificing themselves, not even realizing what's going on. See, the chosen ones we pick up, we know what it is. We see certain things that they try to act like it's regular in a sense. They talk about, oh, anything that we try to put to our African roots is evil. Shit. I'm melanated, but I know my people ain't they people, and I know that my people ain't doing no magic, no voodoo, no hoodoo. That's not my people shit. See, we can look alike, but we from different Africas. My lineage is from Egypt. My lineage, we got that shit within them. We don't sit there and dibble in certain practitioners shit. Like, no. So I want you to realize, chosen ones, you got to get to know you, to know who's your true soul tribe, know what your people truly do. See, even certain plant-based shit I don't eat too. If it ain't no fruits or vegetables, I ain't consuming it. Let me say this, because even certain plant-based stuff, don't it look like brains in a sense? Don't it look like everybody's seen certain cannibal movies, right? And you know how they had Shorty sitting there, Hannibal Lecter, in that chair, and they was picking through his brain while he was awake, and they was frying that shit. See, I want you to realize not everything is what it appears to be, chosen ones. See, you know how they always talking about, oh, this and that. They always reference the Bible in a sense. But if you truly don't see through the words that's being said, you may not always get it. See, God says in the Bible too that you're not supposed to take this and mix it together to reproduce. See, that means when they try to put this plant together and this plant together to create this, or when they try to put this animal together and this animal to put this, certain shit ain't right. You better know that. And it got to get left. See, people say, oh, they laugh at vegans when they say, see, I'm not a vegan. I just don't rock with meat. I never have. It's disgusting. The only thing that I ever ate really was fish in a sense. And even fish and chicken is what my children can consume, and they don't even like doing that. I'm trying to tell you, certain shit ain't right. It got to get left. See, certain people laugh at vegans when they say animals have energies. Animals have energies, but that shit is true. Then they say, well, isn't plants energies too? But the thing about plants, if you cut this, it can reproduce. If you kill that animal, they can't come back. You better know what you consuming. Y'all better cut that red meat out. You better cut that beef out. I'm trying to tell you, red meat and pork, that shit is not right. You better cut that shit out. See, chicken and fish, you can rock with that. Especially if you know some natural stuff, do that shit. But you going to realize some of that meat creates certain mucus, and that keeps you restricted. Why you think your gifts ain't uplifting? Because you keeping it restricted based upon the shit that you eat. And see, when you truly spiritually elevate and you truly start walking in your faith, your taste buds ain't even going to be the same. You're not going to be even able to eat that shit. You heard me? You're not going to be able to even consume that. That shit, your taste buds is going to be different. You better know that. You heard me? So, I'm not here to, again, persuade you certain things. But I'm saying, even again, certain chicken and fish can be manipulated. And you see that. Salmon being created, farmed in a sense, put in a lab to create. You know, certain chickens, they give hormones into looking like that Mongo burger in a sense. Nah. But you also know that if you get a chicken farm or go to a natural farm, that you know that you can get some chickens on that haven't been messed and dibbled and dabbled in some other shit. You know that if you go to certain locations and fish, you can get some natural shit. Now, you got to be cautious with that too. You got to go with people who their profession is that. You understand me? But I'm trying to tell you, chosen ones, you better understand. Y'all going to Vegas. I told y'all before what's about to be happening. And I can give you warnings about other places too. Now listen, I told you Florida, you was going to catch that blues, and you going to. I want y'all to be very safe, because Florida done sealed they safe. Y'all better vote DeSantis, however you pronounce it. Y'all better get his ass up out of here. And when he tries to go for presidency, your ass better make it clear. I'm trying to tell you, see, the votes is finessed in a sense. We know that. But you better stand up to something, or you going to get rolled over. See, I told you Florida was going to get it. You heard me. And I keep seeing certain prophecies about certain people standing there with certain weapons and just shooting people down. Cold-blooded. So you better be cautious. You heard me. If God say, hey, yo, I see you like this party, but get your ass up out of here, you better go. You heard me. Vegas. So many people sold they soul. I wouldn't go there and eat none of that shit. None of those popular restaurants or none of that. If they ain't cooking in front of you, you don't consume it. You heard me. Get Florida. I told y'all to get to higher ground. That means raise your vibrations right now. If you still parlaying with karmic individuals, your ass going down. You going to drown. I tell you that. Cali, told you. Y'all going to get that shit together. Cali, Vegas, Texas. I already told you. Energetically, I could tell you when I'm going to be able to go back to or go to Cali. That shit ain't going to be until 30 years, if that. I'm trying to tell you. They got certain people and leaders that sold souls, and the devil's there to collect. I'm trying to tell you. So you're going to see thing after thing after thing occur in these places. See, also I told you, Mississippi too, y'all got some shit coming for you. Why? Because you chose to do some so-so shit to some chosen individuals. See, a lot of land y'all stole. A lot of people y'all killed. A lot of things that y'all thought y'all buried, God sending floods to reveal. See, why you think certain floods are coming through? What happens when certain things flood? Whatever's buried gets shown to individuals. See, this might ruffle a few feathers, but we gonna say, if the government typically lies about everything, why y'all think they give you certain information? See, even when they talk about Harriet Tubman, certain things I ain't believing. Because let me say this, if they try to keep melanated people's history from them, why would they tell them about one melanated woman that had outsmarted them and had people go to certain locations? I feel like she was created in a sense, and I want you to realize that the Underground Railroad is similar to some trafficking shit. So what if you thought, or what if you found out that Harriet was really trafficking her people to them? You better think about certain things. And I ain't trying to disrespect your beliefs is your beliefs. But not everything appears what it seems. Because even when they say pertaining to Rosa Parks sitting on that bus just to find out that there was another feminine that was younger prior to her that stood up, and to find out that Rosa had certain powerful men still paying for her bills, how was she connected to them? See, everything's an illusion. You better know that. Not everything what it appears to be. See, a lot of them, they try to act like you come from a certain country or continent. That shit ain't true. A lot of you gonna realize that this land that they stole from you, see, we ain't gonna get into it too deep. That's why I also tell you, they try to send and turn certain colors against colors when it's really about what's within you. When God sat there, when they say, oh, nah, you shouldn't mix races, they ain't talking about your complexion. They ain't talk about Caucasians with Asians or melanated, because I don't say black, because to me black means being black, and we ain't with that. So they ain't talking about, nah, you can't mix this or mix that. Chosen ones can't be mixing their energy with no karmics. That's what it is, because there's certain Caucasians that was saving certain melanated people too. You got to know who's a friend and who's a foe, and you got to know based upon what's inside those individuals. See, they try to cause so much disconnect. You ain't even realize how everything connect. If you looked at the true map, you would see how they use that Big Bang Theory when they said certain things. Meteors came and blew up this. The Big Bang Theory was them blowing up some shit. Everything was connected. If you truly turned this continent around to this to that, you would see everything was a puzzle piece that started to connect. But they had to cause disconnection within the people, because had y'all truly told each other, y'all would have knew exactly who was evil. So they had to separate to implement certain things. You better know that it's about what's within. Because there's people who look like you who's not for you. There's people who don't look like you that are there to help towards you. See, you better know how to read a soul. You better know how to feel that shit. See, I'm trying to tell you, the job for them to do, they're going to try to keep you disconnected. You better stand up to that shit. You heard me. Chosen ones, it's time to reunite. Like how they do in Power Rangers, y'all put y'all's ring together and that beam of light comes. You better know that. You better know who your people is. And you better know who it's not. But you got to know you to be able to look inside. You better get your gifts. You heard me. I'm trying to tell you, chosen ones, not everything was appear to be. See, people know how to make things seem softer than what it is. They'll make the people who know the most look crazy in a sense. See, they'll try to energetically mess with you. See, people don't believe that when government officials see people getting a little buzz or helping certain people, that they literally have certain technology that they try to mess with their brain. But you got to know you and hold on to what God told you so that you can fight through those things. See, they going to have you feeling like you crazy. They going to have you feeling like, well, maybe I'm imagining that. Nah, that's where they had that power. As soon as you keep fighting through that force that they try to put on you, you going to realize that you fuck up they certain machines that they try and work against you. You better know that. You understand me? Your faith in God and what God told you inside got to be stronger than what they try to come in between. It's the real thing versus technology. You better know that. So that AI shit, Only AI I acknowledge is Iverson. You heard me. Ain't no, they try to put your face in certain things, because don't you know that while you're alive here, you're also alive in a different place? Don't you know that there's other universes too? That if you get yourself together and you truly align with you, that the next person that you are in that other universe too gets their strength, and now you align. That's why, man, why you think my clothes that I have, I'm going to put them back on sale too, have all the planets aligned behind the divine feminine and masculine? Because once you divine all your chakras, you align all you in all these universes. You got your power. See, I tell you that this life is like a globe. They can't break through that firmament. The only way that you can get through is going within you, and that's some shit that they can't get to, because they ain't got the same power as you. That's why some of us are gifted. We can connect with people who passed on, certain people who are no longer here. They can't get out of this shit at all. That's why they stuck here. That's why they keep trying to go through rockets. If we use this, if we use that to get through, they gotta stop it. They just floating around. Think about water. They say what's above is below. So water, ducks float, right? They birds. When birds fly high enough in the sky, what do? Don't even wave their wings no more. They just float. They just coast, right? Oh, why? Cool. So if they didn't produce these clouds, what do you typically see? Just blue. Oh, why? What's the same thing that you need in space as you need in water, which is those suits? Oh, why? So therefore, what do you think why when they go in space, they just floating in a sense, certain gravity don't come through? They just sit up there a few days and they come back to try to collect data to see how they can make certain moves. You better put this shit together. The only way that you can escape this is by going within. If you're not closer to God, your ass is not escaping. And when I say that, I'm trying to tell you, you in one place, but also different places. They ain't got the gift that we got. That's why they try to take over your mind. You better get let me tell you all this. When I first started this TikTok, I told y'all, I don't even like being seen. I like being ducked off. This was the first time for me ever being on live in my life. I never did that. On no social medias. That wasn't me. I wasn't with that. God was like, nah, get on. My page shot up quickly. Soon as I started getting a bubble, all these celebrities started trying to come to me. I had people, I'm trying to tell you, I ain't even going to get them credit on my shit. Big names. People that y'all look at as famous. They try to come my way. I read through their soul like, oh, nah, I ain't rocking with that. They try to give me my blue check. I declined that shit. They sat there and try to get me in certain content creator groups. I'm like, oh, nah, I'm cool. I ain't trying to be parlaying with these so-so ass individuals. I'm going to keep speaking my truth. So people be looking like, oh, so-and-so got this or so-and-so got that. Nah, so-and-so's also in lack because the shit that came with that. See, I don't need these demons to put me in a position that God's already going to get me to. You understand me? I'm trying to tell you, big name celebrities was hitting me in my DM. Like, oh yeah, I see what you doing. Soon as I sat there and shot them down, all of a sudden they start saying my shit. All of a sudden, every time I post a video, they was posting a video repeating that shit because they had followers, because they had years in that business. People believed that it was theirs. I ain't never had to prove myself. The delivery was off. I knew that God was not there. See, God was like, don't worry about that. They gonna blow their own cover. See, I told them when I talked to them, oh yeah, I see what you trying to do. I see how you trying to carry me too. I know what the plans that you going to try to do. God was like, listen, I'm a seer. So I see things at all time and I ain't got to have my eyes open to see that shit. Energetically, I can tell you about who's going to lose their life, how they going to lose it, what's going to happen. Certain people, again, when they came to readings for me, God, the doubters, God had me tell them some things that they had yet to foresee. Now, all of a sudden, those same people who doubted me coming back like, hey, yo, now your readings is starting to be seen. You was ahead of your time. You told me a year ahead of this happening, 2 years before this happening. That was divinely aligned. See, they called me crazy at that time, but they ain't know I was seeing what it was. I ain't never had to, again, persuade these people. God let me know what it is. He told me to speak. He told me not to fear no evil. And again, they try to come and cause certain disruptions, but I'm going to keep on trucking because God is within. Ain't nobody stopping me, and they know that. That's why these same celebrities try to reach back out to me recently, try to sit there and cop deuce. Now they try to cop a plea because I told them everything they about to see. Now it's getting produced. See, you knew what you was doing, but you thought because you had some type of popularity, because you thought that you had some money, when that wealth was within me, I'ma still see the things that God has for me, but I ain't have to sell my soul to do it. Come on now. I'm going to always be here for my people, my chosen ones, my people who ain't scared to speak up to this evil. They have us looking crazy, but fuck them. They see what it is now. Now, all of a sudden, let me tell y'all something too. Black China shorty ain't right. Don't get fooled by it too. People always sitting there. Y'all so forgiving, that's cool. But don't you forget certain things. They know what's trying to come through. Mr. Beast, he used to be right. That motherfucker ain't right now. He getting used to strategically tear certain people down. Black China, she sitting there. She know what's coming. So she try to switch it up a little bit. But she's still giving into their plan. There's no way escaping them. She's too far in. Jamie Foxx, they tried to take him out, but he stood within his truth. They sat there and had him, either he was going to sacrifice his child, or they was like, you either going to sacrifice your child or you going to sacrifice you. He stood 10 toes down. That's why Diddy and them, they trying to take him out. I'm trying to tell you, he started making it known that Kanye wasn't crazy. He knew what he was talking about. See, those people that you see where you say that was one-hit wonders, oh, how they got all this, why they feeling special and saying this, they just mad because they not in the spotlight whole time. You ain't realized that they asses was right, that they sat there and chose to step away from that life, that they the real favorites. You better know that. So again, I don't need 1 million followers because I want y'all to follow him. I don't need people out here believing in me because I know my true soul tribe is truly going to have the ability to see. I don't want people depending on me as far as this or me having to do this to get that. I'm never going to sell my soul. You best believe that. I ain't never going to sit there and give up on my chosen ones. I know y'all going to achieve that. I'm going to tell you that no matter what, you better make these demons uncomfortable. You better make sure at all times you speak what God tells you to. I don't care if it makes you seem crazy at that point. God's going to show you that he knew what he was telling your ass to do. You'll never be scared. You'll never feel like they going to do something because them motherfuckers is weird. I'm trying to tell you. You better know who you are. They can never stop you at all. How they can't bully you when God's backing you. They can't take from you what God's given to you. They just got the opportunity to cross paths with you to see what they was going to do, and they chose to try to do some so-so shit. So some so-so shit they going to get. You heard me. Know that. My last thing is this. This going to ruffle a few feathers, but it is what it is. I want y'all to realize that Jesus was a prophet. I'm not no religious person. I'm not. I'm spiritual because I'm supposed to be able to connect with every individual. Your Allah might be they Jah, maybe they God, so on and so forth. Just like you may call somebody Ray, this person call him Raymond, this person call him Raymond. But when we describe the same person, we know that we talking about the same person all along. See, Jesus was a prophet. There's other Bibles that they didn't allow you to have access to. There's other stories about other individuals that they didn't allow to be produced. You understand me? So that's why I say your story got so much longevity to it. You went through this trial, through this tribulation, through this test, and this, that, and the third, just like Jesus did in that Bible. You heard me? So you have to realize a lot of you are the same people that you hear in certain scriptures reincarnated too. There's certain stories that's about you. Your life is a Bible in a sense too. So when y'all keep saying giving Jesus more credit than God, you can't do that. You can give Jesus his respect. I appreciate what you did. But what did Jesus do? He came through, got people closer to God, told them what they should and should not do. He was here to help them and heal them, carried on other people's burdens. Don't that shit sound like you? Don't that sound like you carrying people's loads while they was out here whipping on you? While they was out here using you, abusing you? When they left you for dead and they came back and realized that you wasn't still in that same place that they left you at? You gotta realize that. You heard me. You gotta realize that. How many people sat there and put this nail in you? That was that telling them that you wasn't good enough. This telling you you should be giving up. They done sat there and tried to nail you to some certain shit too. They left you for dead just like they did Jesus in that cave. We not discrediting that individual. But does it sound familiar? And then y'all say, I'm sorry. I don't say amen. Because, well, if you say in Jesus' name, amen, okay, cool, because he was amen. But when God, I just say in God's name and leave it at that. I don't never say amen because God's not amen. He is the energy that's within. So when y'all read the Bible and people like you shouldn't be practicing certain different practices, you not practicing what you preaching because you giving all your credit. Look. I'm trying to tell you. You know I'm going to come back real quick. Phone got a little hot. People might got a little heated. But let me tell you. You heard me. When you go, there's certain people. And anybody who came to a reading to me knows that I be connecting with entities, right? I tell you, when you pass away, based upon where you're at, you're going to, again, there's certain individuals, if you ain't learned this karmic lesson, you go off to training camps. Even the Bible will tell you about there's 7 different heavens in a sense, right? So based upon where you at, not everybody gets to the heaven where God's at. They got to go through training purposes, right? Hear me out. Now let me tell you this, chosen ones. I want you to realize something, right? There's certain people that when they pass away, they like, God's lecturing them in a sense. And they like, okay, God, I did everything that you did. I was listening to the Bible. I said, Jesus this, Jesus that. God said, was you reading that Bible just to recite it? Or was you reading that Bible to understand it? Was you just good at repeating certain verses? Or was you actually comprehending it? Because think of school. The first thing that they teach you is reading and comprehension. So when you read something and they come back with a few questions like, okay, but what does that mean? You got to understand not everything that's in that means what you feel that it means. You heard me? That's like when individuals always used to recite certain things like, oh, nah, you considered a psychic, so therefore you this, so therefore that's evil because the Bible says you shouldn't depend on psychic, some type of scripture, right? So then I tell them, okay, well, let's see this. If you look up a psychic and the meaning of it, it says somebody who believes that you can connect to people who passed on or people who's not in the flesh and other spiritual individuals, right? So in a sense, a pastor tells you to connect with a spirit too. So therefore, in a sense, a pastor is a psychic too, a real one. So therefore, in that same scripture that they try to say, it says that you should not just be relying on them, which is true. You don't have to go through nobody to get to God. He's within you. So therefore, again, you got to read things to understand it and not just to recite it. You got to sit there and realize, just like the dictionary, words mean 2 different things. So you can sit there and say, oh, this is that. And this also can mean that. So therefore, are you really reading to comprehend or are you reading to repeat some shit? Like, you gotta realize, because there's certain people that was religious their whole life, and God was like, what did I tell you to do? You don't need to put no name on what you connected to. I told you not to be out here dibbling and dabbling. You can't have more than one God, but they sit there and put Jesus up before him. One nation under God, they took that out of schools. Now it's Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. And then when you look up the location that the picture of Jesus came from, that they have you entertaining, you end up finding out that it was the artist, gay lover, that he was. I ain't gonna get that deep. You better know not everything is what it appears to be. So when you get up there, it ain't no excuse on why you didn't do research on certain things. You understand me? You are not discrediting Jesus, because Jesus played a position just like certain prophets, prophetess, and preachers and this and that. They was here to get them closer to God. That's what they should do. But we not going to take more credit over God when he gave us those gifts to help other individuals. You better know who you putting first. So when you praying, you better say God. If you, Allah, Jah, who you referring to. But when you describe them, what do you say? The source, the person who made every individual, the person who made this, the person who made that. You understand me? Know that. It's not discrediting Jesus in the position that he played, because during that time period, he was chose to sit there and sway. There's a whole Bible that's about Noah too. They just gave you a small entry based upon Jesus's book. You heard me? There's a whole, Noah was a prophet. Noah had a warning. So the same people who sit there and say, nah, you shouldn't listen to psychics or people who tell you about future things, if Noah didn't tell people what was going to happen, they would have died. So how come in that scripture that they say, oh, when it came to that book, but the fact that you get thrown certain information for you to tell individuals too before they get to go through what they encounter based upon what other individuals choose to do. If Noah didn't listen, or if Noah listened to those people who said that he was crazy, he wouldn't have saved certain people too. So again, certain people will make certain things seem bad because it's what they uncomfortable to do. But one thing's for sure, anything that requires you to play a dibble dabble and magic, you not God, you gonna get it. No matter if you think, oh, well, the Orishas told me this, or this practitioner told me that, you are not God. You can't create nor destroy any energy. You can just transfer or transform. So you speaking life into that person, transform their energy from negative to positive. You being light and speaking love and light into that person, transform that negative thinking into positive. You can only transform or transfer it. You can't be out here trying to create certain things. That's dibbling and dabbling in magic. You manipulating in a sense. You trying to orchestrate certain things like you him and you not it. Now, my God is a masculine, but he puts feminines on a pedestal. Mother Nature is his wife in a sense. You heard me? So you have to embrace the divine masculine in you and the divine feminine in you. You heard me? You have to be both. So masculines, you ain't no man if you discrediting certain feminines. You not that, because God don't play like that. You heard me? So again, what you want to receive is based upon what you give. You better know certain things. But listen, I'm going to get up off of here because I got a few readings to do. But please remember, I only got one TikTok, one YouTube, and one Instagram. Don't let these people scam you. I'll never reach out to you for a reading. You heard me. You got to be ready to receive it. So when you're ready, the link's in my bio. Also, Orlando, Florida, I'm coming to your city. Grab your ticket. I also will have more cities available to you too. I'm going to come in person and have a one-on-one session with you. So I'm going to tell you this, right? If you see any false pages that's not me, when you click this link and it doesn't come up to my YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, please report them so nobody else get finessed out their energy, all right? Also, again, when I come to your city, I'm about to have one-on-one sessions. So that means this. You purchase your ticket. It's either going to be a half-an-hour session or a 15-minute. I'm going to travel to your city. The first people who purchase their ticket, they get to choose their time frame in a sense. All right? So it's going to be between this time and this time, I'm going to have it provided based upon who gets their ticket first. I reach out to you. You choose your time frame first. But you're going to know the time period that's it's going to be between. It's going to be either between 1 and no later than 3:30, all right? When I come to you, I seen Louisiana. Actually, I'm going to be coming to you. I promise you soon, all right? But listen, it's going to be a one-on-one session. I'm going to read you, meaning again, certain things you don't feel comfortable saying that's within you, I'm going to tell you. Then you're going to feel comfortable because I already know these things about you. Then I'm going to help coach you one-on-one to tell you what we need to do to get you through what you going through. All right? So, Orlando, Florida, you next. Atlanta, Georgia, you coming up. Jersey, you coming up soon. Maryland, I'm going to get some more room as far as coming to you because I already sold out those already, all right? Atlanta too, but I'm going to make some more. Louisiana, I want to come to you too. Texas, unfortunately, God do not want me to come through. I'm going to Carolinas, I'm coming through to you because in the fall, we actually going to have a fall fest for you to bring your children too. So while you bettering you, what's better than have your kids to be able to come to experience that with you? Now, I'm going to watch how I talk then. You hear me? But no, I'm coming to y'all, all right? I promise you. I love you. Why not Texas? Texas got too many satanic things going on. This ain't nothing. So if you're new to this page, this may be new to you. But I've been saying this for like a year or two. God do not want me to touch base in Texas. That's an agreement that I have with him. I can't go to Mississippi and I can't go to Alabama, all right? So there's certain places that God won't have me go, and I'm going to listen to him. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to definitely try to get to a city close to you. But I've been saying this for like 2 years now. If God don't want me to make that move, I definitely can, all right? So I apologize, babies, but I'm going to have virtual courses, all right? I love y'all so much. Y'all continue to be great, all right? Remember, if you need me, baby, you know how to reach me. I'm going to upload this live on my YouTube a little later, so turn your notifications on, all right? I love you. Y'all be great.